Run it up.
Run it up.
And we are recording.
Hold up.
Yo, it's live from the Winner Table Podcast. What's up, all you winning motherfuckers? I kind of did that like Snoop Dogg, bro.
You did. It's Lance Prince
Johnny Walker.
featuring Snoop Dogg. No, just kidding.
Featuring Snoop Dogg, yeah.
That'd be a dream come true, right?
The 11 Labs version of Snoop Dogg.
11 Labs?
Have you ever heard of 11 Labs?
Lemon Labs?
11 Labs. I actually did.
11 Labs, no.
I talked a little odd there. But 11, have you ever heard of 11 Labs?
I have no clue what 11
So 11 Labs is basically the software, which is, you have Chat GPT. So 11 Labs is the way that you're able to actually AI voices. So you can basically create all AI voices through 11 Labs. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it. You should check it out.
11 I say AI voices?
Right. Unless if I'm getting a name wrong.
I've never heard of this. And does this have to do with Snoop Dogg and people doing AI voices with Snoop Dogg?
No. I mean, you can do everybody's voice on there.
Interesting. What about sorry, I was just looking for some song we're gonna play later or beat. My apologies, but
What beat is it?
No,
What's it
don't
for?
even worry us.
No, now you brought it up, bro. Like, what's up? What
West
beat were you
Coast
looking-
Snoop Dogg.
A West Coast Snoop
We
Dogg
play
to freestyle over later?
Yeah, I feel like AyooChill would be a great freestyle. Oh, I already spoiled who's on.
Spoiled
No,
it.
People
Spoiled
know
it.
though through the what
Spoiled
do you
it.
call it? The thumbnail. People already know.
Through the title, it says, with a surprise guest.
We never say that. We never say that. But what is it called? I never even went live on YouTube.
On YouTube, okay.
Do you think that's something that I could correct while you just talk to the camera?
Yeah, go ahead. Do your thing, man.
I think I could just quickly pop it open.
Quickly turn that on. Give it the time it needs. Give it the love it deserves. And let us know. Good thing you check. Oh, okay, perfect. Let me know when we live, dog.
Going live. We are live.
Boom.
Say what's up to the live.
What's up, YouTube? You had another Winner Table Podcast, where we just like to give you guys just a place where you could come and hear just different views, different opinions, inspirational stories, motivation, something to help you feel like you can keep cutting through the dirt. The pressure makes diamonds, right?
Dude. That's what this. I'm so proud. I was just sitting back the other day. I'm like, I'm so proud that we're creating a brand that's all about winning.
Right.
Like it's a positive push. It's not, I mean, it's pretty similar to how positive, like for example, Nike, Just Do It. There's
Just do it.
like we could find that niche in a sense of like positivity needs to be pushed more often.
No, it does, and I think that's actually something that we're, maybe you could say people are lacking today. Positivity and actually, changing the perspective about it.
It is funny how Young Thug used as a defense in court, pushing P meant pushing positivity. I think that's kind of funny.
I remember that. No, I remember that.
What else was his court defenses? Do you remember that?
I didn't watch the whole court case or anything like that. I only saw a few different snippets and different videos about it, so I'm not too well versed in the free slime movement. You know
But
what I mean?
what's even going on? Young Thug over here still going through cases. This man's is just never going to be released.
I think it's called RICO. I believe that's what it's called.
What does that mean?
RICO, racketeering. It's like a large. It's basically means you had some type of affiliation with organized crime. RICO is just like overall. Maybe you moved drugs, you moved weapons, maybe you put hits out. So it's just more like RICO is racketeering, I believe, and it's means you did an overall crime ring in a way. From what I know, listen.
Interesting.
Anybody could correct me in the comments or if anyone knows more.
Interesting. Poor Young Thug. I guess not poor Young Thug.
I mean, Gunna dropped that album. That was fire.
Dude, that's another thing. Like, what about the snitching stuff? Like,
Nah,
everybody
bro.
all upset at him about snitching.
Let Gunna
but-
live, bro. Gunna's music is art. At first, I feel like I wasn't even listening to Gunna that much.
And now you listen to him more?
It wasn't even. I'm not even gonna say it's because of the whole case and situation. It's because I heard he had a new album coming out, and I was in one of those phases where I want to
Look for something new.
look for something new, right?
Yeah.
And listen to all the new music that's coming out, and I want to hear what's going on. So I was like, all right, let me listen to this Gunna album. I listened to it front to back, flames, bro, flames.
I gotta listen to it still, but I believe you. And also to talk about 6ix9ine in a similar way, I feel like he's already gotten his karma. Have you seen that video one a few years ago running back? It was him getting his ass beat at an LA Fitness.
Mm,
That's wild, son.
I did not see that.
That's hilarious, bro. But it's not hilarious and like it's just like that's what karma, I guess, does. Like you could just watch karma unfold
In real time. I mean, I'm not associated with any of that, but
yeah,
like,
I'm
if
not
that's what you
associated
believe-
with any of that stuff either. Please don't. But we are a part of the hip hop community in a very,
Right.
no matter how we'd want to put it, we are kind of we have to communicate or converse about the fact that we're
What's
aware.
going on.
Yeah, we're aware of
Yeah.
what's going on at least.
Absolutely.
What do you call it? Yeah, man, like this new guest, man. We met him at Mad Minds, bro.
Yeah, I first met Bento, AyooChill. I don't know, man, like a while back. Always been super funny, influential, inspirational. The Mad Minds podcast has always been something that once they once they collaborated on bringing in the AyooChill podcast to the Mad Minds events, that was like a wild move. It was super dope.
Dude, I would say flat out that he is the reason why I'm motivated to do such a podcast. Just seeing him doing it, seeing how he makes it or shows how it's possible, motivates me to want to do similarly and also provide that similar reach that he does with our fan base. With his fan base, he does similarly. So I wanted to provide something similarly where, hey, we have a fan base, right? And he motivated that concept in my brain where I was
Like
like,
I said,
oh, yeah,
he's an inspirational being,
yeah,
bro.
like it's definitely like, okay, let's take notes here and take notes from the best here, kind of a thing. And yeah, we take in our own little flair. Obviously, we have a more intimate setting, I would say. We almost have what looks like a casting couch. We'll put it flat out. Right?
This is the same setup we did with
C's.
yeah.
But
last
yo,
week.
casting couch or not, this is I think a better setup. I like this setup. I'm looking at on the footage and everything. It's that type of personal conversation that you're looking for. It's supposed to be that way. I feel like, especially as artists, we're supposed to be close together. We're supposed to come together. I feel like, especially in our regions, come together, work together. I think Jersey struggles heavily in working together. Compared to other fucking cities in any other state. God damn it. Like, why is that so much easier and not Jersey? Is it because of our density and our, distance? If that makes sense. Like, there's way too many people to make friends with, but at the same time, you're too far away. You have to always drive to wherever versus like New York City, walking distance, right? So what is it? What is it that makes Jersey so difficult? I don't know, but we're here to be the part of the solution here.
That being said, I have seen a slight change, a slight divot in the system when it comes to Jersey not coming together. I've seen a lot more Jersey artists coming together, and
You could think Mad Minds.
Mad Minds, I think, is a large part of that as well.
Absolutely.
But yeah, there's I feel like there's so much love out here in Jersey.
Mad Minds is a big part of my change in my career period. If I didn't go to that first Mad Minds event, I would have not met you or Bento and AyooChill. My apologies. One of the greatest podcasters I know personally.
Fuck it, man. Let's bring him on the podcast. I think it's time.
Sexy man on.
AyooChill,
Where you at, bro. You gotta chill, bro. He's a little too much energy. He came in. He looked like he was snorting on something not good.
Holy shit.
Snorting on something not good.
No, we just kidding. Wild accusations here. This is obviously jokes. Let's center the mic for you, brother.
Yeah, I got you, homie.
Oh yeah, get you comfy. Give you some room here.
All right, guys.
What's good, brother? How are you?
I'm good, yo. I'm in between two artists. This guy doesn't have a shirt on. I don't know. It's going crazy.
Yeah, nah, but I already warned him.
AyooChill.
Oh yeah, yo. How y'all doing, yo?
We're doing great, man.
You want me to kind of like introduce myself?
Yeah,
introduce yourself for sure, bro.
Yeah,
Introduce yourself to the people.
Who are you?
Word. Well, my name is Beto. I also go by AyooChill. I run a podcast called the AyooChill Podcast. I run my own kind of, I guess, studio that's called AyooChill Studios. Been podcasting for 4 years.
Fire.
Wow.
Born in Patterson. I rep Little Falls heavy.
Little Falls, let's go.
Yeah. And yeah, man, I'm just like, my whole goal and my whole thing is just to uplift and unite the community and the culture that we have here in New Jersey. So that's basically my main thing, yo.
A part of the solution.
Yeah.
For sure, bro. No, I mean, I just want to get right into it. Why have you been podcasting for 4 years? What got you into it? is there like an origin story to AyooChill and where maybe even that name came from too? It's like it's different, bro.
The origin story for the name is a crazy story. But I'll get first into like why I do it. I think that I don't know, like being Peruvian, I feel like there's always been like a certain proudness of like, you know, to be proud of where you're from.
No, yeah, I have a Peruvian friend, and I know that like the Peruvian culture is very like proud of where they're from. So I definitely relate to that. Peruvian food
Interesting.
is some of my
Yeah.
favorite food too.
Yeah.
You guys win it when it comes to food.
Thank you, dude. Thank you. And yeah, dude, like Jersey in of itself, like, you know, like music was something in my life that like, you know, saved my life. It like changed my life as well. And you know, I come from a classical music background, and I've lived through so many lives in the music community when it comes to like hip hop, classical,
Right.
jazz, and you know, the biggest thing I've always wanted is just to feel like I'm part of a community.
Oh,
And
that's
so
huge.
When I was, you know, when I first was kind of getting into it, I was like, all right, where's the music community? You know, in Jersey, like
Right.
where are the people? And in general, like I love musicians, and I know there's so much talent in Jersey. Not
No,
even when it
agreed.
comes to just like rappers, but when it comes to singers, when it comes to jazz people, when it comes to
Artists as
classical
well,
music.
like
Yeah.
the people, like there's. I feel like I've seen people that are just have such a beautiful design mind, videography. Jersey just is like a great place for art and creativity. I feel.
Yeah, so you know, like going through it, I started realizing that there wasn't too many places that were like, you know, uniting musicians, artists in a consistent way around the state, and that there are some legendary places around that have been keeping the culture and our historic, you know, places alive. But you know, it's just not something that was always there. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, when I first got into it, it first started off as just wanted to talk to people, kind of like shoot the shit, you know, on a podcast and
Right.
talk bullshit. That's honestly what it started off as. But you know, as the years went by and I started finding the people, I was just like, we gotta kind of unite the
Link
people
shit up.
together.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, and that's kind of where it came from.
That's dope.
And
Nah, I fuck with that.
I'm very curious what your classical. What is the classical part of your side? Like piano, guitar, what is it?
So I got into playing classical euphonium.
Whoa.
Well, I first played trumpet when I was like in 4th grade, I believe.
Right.
I played trumpet, and then the story goes, I looked at my band director and I was like, "Yo, my lips are too thick for the for the mouthpiece."
Right.
Which is not true. Your lips could be whatever you want. Them to be. Like you could play. You
But
just
it was
need-
your excuse.
I just wasn't practicing. No,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
really
yeah.
what it was. I wasn't practicing. So I was just like, all right, what's easier? And then he took out a tuba, and I looked at him and like, yo, tubas are for nerds, bro. Like, what do you want me to do with this? And then he had taken out like a smaller case, and it was a baritone horn, I guess you could call it. too.
Baritone horn.
It's another name. They're two different things, but we don't have to go that deep into it. But like, you know, he took it out, and when I saw it, it was almost like a movie. He dusted off the case. Nobody had played it in years, and I was like, this got to be my thing. So then I picked it up. I fell in love.
That's
What
so,
grade?
That was I started playing euphonium end of 7th grade into 8th grade.
Wow.
So then like that's when I started in that, and then throughout like that I played it in high school.
Oh,
I
shit.
was in everything in high school. I was in the marching band, classical band, jazz band.
Did you ever do choir or something?
Yeah, I was in choir.
Do you know your vocal? What is it, baritone?
Yeah, I'm a baritone.
Yeah,
but,
that's what I
like,
would assume.
you know, like it,
That's interesting.
I guess I could sing tenor too. Like my college, when I got into singing in college, my professor had told me that she's like, "Oh, you're definitely a tenor." But then like
Because
when
of your falsetto.
I guess I mean like it really just depends on like where your vocal range like really stays. Like she wanted me to talk like this all the time because she said it would make my voice be so much better.
Yeah.
It would make my singing better. I was like, I'm not gonna talk like that all the time, yo. That's not how I talk.
Interesting.
So yeah, so I think in most cases, like in all the choirs I've sang in, they've always put me in baritone.
Wow.
So I've
Okay.
always been like
Because that was kind
baritone.
of where it was most comfortable too.
I guess I'm
Yeah.
gonna talk like that now. No.
Yeah, I'll start talking like that too, so we can fucking hit those weekend notes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like yeah, and I got into singing. I got into classical opera.
Oh.
Classical opera.
Yeah, so that was like kind of like my secondary instrument because I didn't know I could sing until like high school.
Right.
Really?
I had like always sang and my actually my shout out Mr. Frashio. I don't know if you ever watched my videos, but he was my choir director in high school. And one day I was on piano, kind of just messing around. And he was like, "Yo, you could sing." I was like, "Nah, stop."
shit.
He's like, "Come to choir." And so like every morning, I don't know if you guys had zero period in
I think something
in
like
high
that.
Like
school.
home period.
No,
home base.
it was like the period before home period. So like you would show
Whoa.
up to school like an hour and a half earlier.
I
Oh, wait.
never had that.
Tell me about what does that mean exactly? So
Yeah,
you would show
so,
up like if school starts at 7:45, you show up at 6:45.
Yeah.
What?
Really?
Yeah,
Was
because,
that like? Did you get to choose? Did you have an option to
well,
do
it
that?
was because that's when the band started. And
Ah.
that's when band practice was.
Yeah, so that makes
so, like,
sense because
yeah.
I know some people in my school they definitely did that thing where you would show up early, like you had a TV production class.
Or
Yeah,
So
wrestling.
since
same thing.
we had
wrestling.
AM Wired, so shout out Livingston High School, so people would come mad early to set up for AM Wired, so that could be the first thing in home base. So that makes
Even
sense. Yeah,
even the wrestling team would be in the gym.
Yeah.
That would be a big thing
Yeah,
too.
dude. So yeah, I would. He saw me as like come to choir, and since I was already pretty chill in band, like my band director, shout out Mike DeLucia, yo, shout out you changed my life.
That's all.
Shout out Mike DeLucia.
He's like, yo, you're cool. Like you could do halftime in band and halftime in choir. So then I started doing that, and then yeah, that led me into I only took vocal singing like seriously in college.
This is
What
so
made you
cool.
want to take it seriously in college, and what school? Where did you go, bro?
Willie Patterson, shout out my
Willie P.
Shout out my alma mater, yo. I love Willie P with all my heart. Everybody could talk.
My
all the
sister's
shit they
going to-
want about
yeah,
it,
my
but,
sister's-
Like, I love
Nah, I love
with
Willie
all
P,
my
bro. I
heart,
went
yo.
there too.
I've never even like seen the campus before.
Willie P's a
They got
stopping
they actually
grounds.
got a decent campus here. They got a really pretty
Yo,
campus.
Maybe we
their
do a
fucking
tour.
tell me their cafeteria wasn't fire though.
Their cafeteria,
I fucked with the cafeteria for some reason. I don't know
I feel
why.
like Johnny would.
Bro,
like, I
it
don't
was
know.
clean, bro.
I feel like it's chill. I feel like a lot of people are like, you know, they're used to getting mad nice stuff at home, and then they go and then they're like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna talk shit about Willie P, bro. I love Willie P, so I can't talk shit about it.
I go to the County College of Morris.
Word up.
Yeah, shout out them.
CCM.
Word up, yo.
CCM
Yeah,
in the
their
building.
cafeteria. You see the guy do the garbage and then go straight to handling your credit
All right,
card. and-
all right. Airing out their dirty laundry. Don't go to CCM.
But
God damn it.
yeah, I got into singing in college because my professor at the time, Professor Crane, she like it was. So I first went to college to be a music teacher. That's what I first went for. And one of the classes you have to take is like, you know, vocals 1 or whatever. 'cause
Right,
you gotta
right.
Learn all the instruments. And she had heard me sing, and she was like, "Yo, you could sing." And I was like, "Yeah, thanks." And then she's like, "Yeah, no, you need to join choir. You need to do this. You need that." She's like, "Yeah." She was like, "No, like start taking vocal lessons and figure it out." But since I had gotten to college for playing euphonium, my first 2 years I didn't really sing heavy in like the university program.
Right.
So instead, like I was part of a music fraternity.
Okay, that sounds
called,
cool.
Called Phi Mu Alpha, and I sang in their choir for a while. And then kind of when I got into like my sophomore junior year, I started taking like, you know, vocal lessons through the school, and I started singing for them, and I joined their little opera thing. We did opera workshops and a whole bunch of like musical theater workshops too that I sang in.
Did you ever do a musical theater performance?
I used to be in musicals in high school. Yeah.
I did one musical in college. Scarlet Pimpernel.
Word. I'm not familiar with that one.
Scarlet Pimpernel. Yo, that's a hell of a story to tell. Let me just run through it. Just I don't know if you know, if you don't mind. Scarlet Pimpernel. So during the French Revolution, this I think takes place either before La Miserere or right after. I think this makes more sense to be before, but it's during the beheadings, and there's Robespierre, who's a real character in like the history, and he was busy trying to kill the rich, kill all the powerful, and that was prospectively in France a good thing. But from England's perspective and from this guy named Scarlet Pimpernel, he's like, you're still killing innocent people. And he was killing people that were just maybe had money and that was it. Or he was also corrupt and would just blame people for things that wasn't true and be like, you're blah, 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 and now you're getting beheaded. So, you know, you have the Scarlet Pimpernel who has started to like take down his plans and this and that. But on top of that, he also fell in love or seduced and whatever you want to call it, Robespierre's girl. And so now the girl hates or has nothing and doesn't want anything to do with Robespierre. And it's like this triangle love story thing. And it's kind of like a love-hate that the girl still has for the French leader because she knows there's good in him, but he's not being good. But then there's this amazing person in her life that has a secret that he won't tell, because this is the part is no one knows who the Scarlet Pimpernel is.
Now, is the Scarlet Pimpernel almost also kind of connected to like the Scarlet Letter, that whole idea as well, where it's like because Scarlet Pimpernel and Scarlet Letter,
I have
where those
no
have any
clue.
like
I have no
connections?
clue. That would be an interesting. I have no clue. All I know is that there is the connection between him working with the first. So the whoever created the wax museum. What is the first wax museum? Tussaud. The Tussaud. The Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. Madame Tussaud helped work with Scarlet Pimpernel, and so this is also a real story in history to like make like a fake head of a beheading of the Pimpernel himself, and it was like this
Interesting.
whole illusion that they did to catch Robespierre and
Word
like,
up.
whatever.
That's
So
dope.
right, so this is like a whole story. So that was the one musical
That actually
I
sounds
ever
fun
did.
to be in that musical,
Dude.
like,
It was
yeah.
it was absolutely insane.
What
Shout
you
out.
do? Did you like?
I was Tussaud. I was
Sick.
I was the husband. I was the man.
That's
There we
dope.
go.
So you were a theater kid.
No, dude. I thought theater was weird. I thought, dude,
Because you only did one, you're saying.
only
But
one.
But you became a theater kid though. No?
Basically, yeah, you could say
Yeah,
that
you
best
have
because
to.
like
I mean,
I
especially if
remember,
you have a major role, you're right. Yeah.
yeah, I had my own bow. I did have my own bow. That was something that I took note of. I'm like, damn, this is my first show, and I have my own bow. Yeah. And I was standing next to a girl who had leads multiple times in these shows, so it was definitely an experience and a half. And what do you call it? Yeah, I mean, I remember the whole year prior just staring at people auditioning, laughing, thinking like I would never do something that I know I'm not good at, which was the dumbest thing to say because next thing you know, I was more than excited to go and try to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, yo.
Don't knock it till you try it,
That's true, yo. If you
y'all.
like theater, yo, if you like anything, just go for it. You know?
Type shit.
Go for it. I mean, I feel like that's the mentality that actually pushes people forward. So many people are afraid to do things, either because they'll be judged, they don't feel like they're good enough with imposter syndrome. But you're not gonna know until you actually go and try it and do it.
Plus, if you're gonna say you're a performer, I mean, then you could be able to technically perform anything, technically, because
Yeah, that's true. You just kind of have to find what.
is your niche.
Yeah, I guess your niche or like kind of like just what you like in general.
Yeah,
Find your groove
abs-
almost.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And then going off of what you were saying, so you did musical theater,
Mhm.
and then did you also do any plays? I wonder.
Yeah, I did Wizard of Oz.
Damn,
Really?
son,
What was
that's
your
dope.
part?
I was Oz.
Oh wow.
The
That's
most Latino Oz you've ever seen in
great.
your life. That was funny. Yeah, they had my whole like face painted and stuff like that.
That's
too.
hilarious,
Yeah, for
dog.
one of the scenes. But that was fun. That wasn't my first musical though. My first musical was 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. So it's a big improv show actually.
I like
So,
that.
yeah, it's a whole show about like the concept is just like the actors are playing like different kids and there's a spelling bee going on and you get the audience involved too. Yeah, it's a cool show.
I like that.
That sounds
I like
actually like
that.
a lot of fun to play
Yeah,
that.
that was my first show. Then my second one was Wizard of Oz, and my third one was Legally Blonde.
Oh,
Whoa.
And I played Callahan, which is the lawyer guy. He's like the big asshole or whatever. I don't know if you guys want me to curse on here, but
No,
No,
you're
yo,
allowed
yeah,
to.
you're good.
You can say
We-
whatever
we
the
let it
fuck
rock.
you want.
yeah,
Don't give a fuck.
He's the asshole guy who basically is like trying to take advantage of L, the main character and stuff. So he's like the main villain. And then the last one I did was Footloose.
Footloose, really?
Footloose.
Everybody got foot. All right, copyright. Gotta be careful. Just gotta have it.
And then that one too, yeah, dude. I played the villain in that too, like the dad who didn't, the priest.
Oh, okay.
Anybody dancing?
Wow.
Yeah.
I have watched Cutlass now. I think
You
about
would
it.
probably be a heel if you were in WWE. Play a good heel.
Yeah, I just it was a cool thing. It's funny, and the funny thing about Footloose is in all the musicals I was in, like I always wanted to dance.
Okay.
Right? So when I knew my final summer show was gonna be Footloose, I was like, yo, there's no way I won't get to be in a huge dancing number, yo. There's no way. The whole musical is about dancing.
Right.
And then I play the one character
That doesn't dance.
That's
Doesn't
crazy.
dance.
He hates
Because
dancing.
he hates dancing.
Wait, you didn't like dance
That's-
at the end? I felt like in the end he kind of.
You do dance, but dude, I literally like was like.
Oh,
like,
that's
whatever,
hilarious because you have to act like it's
Yeah,
like whatever.
like, it was like a not even like a 20 second, not even 10 seconds of dancing. I did.
The one
God
thing
was
you
like,
wanted,
you
it
shall
was
never
like,
dance.
that's wild.
Maybe there's a musical theater future there for me somewhere. I don't know, maybe a local theater or something.
Dude,
No,
I mean,
yeah, I've
they
been
pay
interested
good
in
too
local
if you go to the
theater.
right
Yeah.
one.
I've been interested in a local theater. There's definitely like a scene for that too, right?
Yeah, there's a couple of them out in New Jersey. Yeah, I don't know if they're still around, but I know the Rhino Theater did local plays and stuff where you could like audition to be in there.
Right.
There's also another theater out in I don't want to say Pompton Lakes, but it's like near that area too that they put on shows.
They also just had in Morristown. What is it? Happy
Casting
Gilmore
call
too.
for Happy Gilmore too
Oh,
to
yeah,
be an
that was
extra.
today.
6
today.
blocks
Yeah,
of
dude.
people.
Yeah, nah, dude. I mean, yeah, I was actually thinking about going.
I was thinking about going,
I was thinking about
dude.
going
Likewise.
because I feel like I just go in there and just be like, "Fucking cast me."
Yeah, right. It's extras, right? You said it was extras, not
Who
like.
knows? Who knows? Because sometimes they do be looking for like extra.
I know.
But sometimes the
some,
extra
like-
turns into someone that
No,
turns
really,
into the
that
new roles.
actually happens, yo.
That happens a lot. I think there's a lot of stories of people that just showed up as an extra or showed up to something and then they ended up getting a large part in the movie.
It bothers me that I heard it was 6 blocks worth of people because it's like, damn, like I would.
No, but the thing is, you
not had
got
the
to be
patience for that.
dedicated to that because if
That's
you're not,
crazy.
that's the thing. Like that's the type of casting where you got to be dedicated and you feel like just like maybe you might wait outside of something else or wait for something else. They have that patience where it's like 6 blocks. I'll get in there soon.
But
Like
these
the whole
people probably
American-
showed up mad early because it started at 1 and I'm over here. We had a person go to see what was up and he's texting us by 12:30. So 30 minutes before he's like, it's already out the door. It's
Yeah, but I mean, think about it like this American Idol. Think about how long like they wait to just go and sing in front of everyone, but they feel like that's their break. Like,
and then they get
you know.
told to fuck off.
Or they get told, "Yo, golden buzzer, bro."
Oh, that's facts.
That's true. That's true.
Would you go on an American Idol? I've thought about it in the past.
I actually interviewed somebody who didn't go on American Idol. Her name is Kendall Page. Shout out her. I just posted up her recently.
Shout out Kendall.
She actually was on X Factor, I believe.
Really?
I think yeah, and it was the one with the judges where it's like P Diddy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was P Diddy. It was what's her name? The Megan Trainor.
Megan
All
Trainor.
about that bass. About that
Right,
bass,
right.
Yeah. So and I forget the third judge. Oh, DJ Khaled.
Oh, okay. So that was that one.
Oh, that's
No,
so,
I don't
bro.
think it was X Factor. It was something else. It was.
But there was a show in that
Yeah,
same like
similar.
realm,
in
yeah.
that same realm, yeah, and it was run through P.
What a
Diddy's-
mix.
P Diddy's like thing. And,
Oh no.
Making the
told-
band, right?
There's actually a couple people I know who have gone through like the whole thing. Because I have somebody who I went to college with too. And she's actually from Jersey. Well, first I'll finish the Kendall Page one. You go to the Kendall Page podcast that I did. She talks about like the whole like background and how it's like not really fair and it's not really set up for you to win.
Yeah.
And the whole crew, the whole show and producers, they kind of already have like in line who's going to win. You know, and especially in this one where it was like Diddy's team running it. It was like, you know, it was just a whole bunch of messed up stuff. American Idol and The Voice might be slightly different. There's one girl I know who she was on The Voice when I was in
Right.
college. She actually went to one of my college classes. Her name's Way McDonald. If you haven't checked her out, you should definitely check out her music. She's from Jersey. I don't know if she claims Jersey like that though. I think she claims New York, but we love you anyway.
Traitor.
regardless.
NYC.
Shout out New York, yo. I got no animosity towards y'all. Only love.
I feel like
um,
we're connected. New York and Jersey are
Fuck
connected
yeah.
in the most part.
But she got third in The Voice. She
Really?
placed third or second or something like that. Something crazy.
So
And
no
then,
politicking.
yeah, and then in she was in American Idol like 2 years ago or last year or something.
Interesting.
shit.
Um,
Okay.
And she won second or third again or whatever, like something like that. So I mean, she has an incredible voice too. If you look her up, Way McDonald, WE with a little dash on top of it, and then McDonald. You should drop. It's dope. I don't know if I would do American Idol.
I mean, I actually remember trying out for America's Got Talent.
Whoa. How was
Yeah,
that?
it was different. They had like this was when I was in the group Found Vegas. So we pulled up there. They had all these different artists just waiting in this room, and you would just wait for mad long until they call you in. You basically do the performance, and the whole thing is they're looking for like an angle, a story they can tell. So like the whole story we did was like I'm visually impaired. Okay, so there was that, and also like we're this hip hop boy band, so we're trying to be a bit different. Turns out they had, I think it was either a tightrope guy that was blind or someone that was already blind, fully blind. So it was like, well, his story's not as compelling. This guy's better. So we didn't even make it through.
That's
But
funny,
yo, it was wild.
Because
though.
you were blind.
That's how
Well-
it be, man. That's the entertainment industry, dog.
Damn.
That's the TV industry, actually.
You just gotta have a better story.
They're looking for the
Yeah.
better story, and they're like, oh, this one's more compelling. It's more.
Well, because people connect to stories, and not everybody connects with talent. Because the people who connect with talent are more people who, like, do it, daily. You know what I mean? Like, if you see another person who has bars,
Right.
you're gonna look at them and you'll be like, yo, they got bars. But like, like most of the time, somebody's looking at somebody like Tekashi 6ix9ine, and it's just like, oh my God, he's radical. He's doing hella stuff that piques my interest. Like,
That's true.
Oh, he called this person a bitch.
Yeah.
Or like, there's a back and forth, but there's a balance to it. But like, like people love stories. People love things that will attract attention.
They love
That's true.
success stories.
That's almost why
even
so
more.
much money was made off of the rap battle too.
Oh,
The
yeah?
Drake and Kendrick, like think about how much money was made off of that just because it's like this whole 10-year long story between Drake and Kendrick and then it finally pops off 2024. It's like, wow, that's a cash cow right there.
Why does it sound like he's broke all of a sudden? What's going on with his music and
Well,
label?
Drake is
Yeah, what's
fine.
going on?
Yeah, Drake is fine, yo.
Really, what we watched was two rich people go at it.
Right.
You know, I respect Kendrick. You know, I don't.
But what
know-
about the record label issue?
No, so what happened is, I don't know if you heard this, AyooChill, but basically what happened is Drake released 100 gigs, had the website, and then his label basically ceased and desist or whatever it was. They told him they hit him with copyright, and he had to pull everything down. And they ran to put all the new music, the 3 free songs he released, up to streaming platforms.
Mhm.
So now because they wanted to make their money off of it and didn't want him putting out free content. Because basically he is still part of the label. He's an employee in that sense, and they want to recoup their advance or whatever it is.
So he was just trying to do it for free for the fans.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I mean, like it's tough when you're at his level, but regardless, I mean, of whatever he's trying to do, I mean, he's still a millionaire.
Exactly.
Million
Everybody's gonna be
bajillion
good. It
dollars
was
a
just
day, you
it was
know?
entertainment in the end of the day.
Yeah.
Well, the whole rap beef, I think, just woke up hip hop, and you could just see the difference already in the music. Just telling the music.
Yeah, I think somewhat. I mean, I can't speak too much for hip hop. I could just talk to like a historical side, and I think that when it comes to real deep lyrical hip hop, it's definitely dying. It's a dying art form. I think it will still live on. Like obviously, I don't think anything will kill it. But obviously, like I think Drake too, he decided to go his many different routes, whether you feel like it's morally right or not. People throwing around the term culture vulture. I don't know if I would use such a negative term like that, but I mean, there is an argument for it, because I mean, that's basically all he did was like do as many collabs or many different ways of. I mean, he's a genius at that, So
I mean, collaboration is like they tell you that's the way to get tap into new fan bases.
Yeah, but like it's just
It's the Jewish mysticism.
I have my gripes about Drake. I mean, I think his music and his legacy will go down as him being one of the best pop artists I think ever.
That's
what I mean?
an interesting. I would have said hip hop, but okay.
No, I don't know if I could put him down as one of the best hip hop people
Interesting.
in my book
Interesting.
at all. Like I don't even think he comes close to that. I think he comes very much pop because that's all he cares about. You know what I mean? He doesn't really. I mean, does he have lyrical talent? Yes, but I don't think his lyrics and his bars were.
You don't think that's his focus?
I don't think that
Then
was
would
in
you
the
say
forefront.
Kanye is pop then? Because I wouldn't say he's 100% focused on his bars too. Sometimes I'm like, damn, what the fuck did he just say?
Kanye kind of falls, I think, under more of the spectrum of art.
Yeah,
You
I was
know,
gonna say he's an
interesting. I like
artist.
that.
Where
I like
he's
that.
literally an artist.
I
and
like that.
He has his way of thinking that he works on something so hard, and it's like his whole vision. And if you watch the Kanye documentary too, like he stayed very consistent to who he is. Like at least his attitude wise, I can't
Right.
talk about like his views now, but like,
Right.
at least his attitude and his personality stayed very the same. He's always cared about like his stuff being like abstract and being exactly how he wanted to in the forefront of stuff. Whereas I don't think Drake really had that. Drake had a million people coming to help him, and like it was never like Drake. It was like like do your thing to make this popping. And I think Kanye's thing was very much like, hey, this is my canvas, and this is how I want you to paint on it.
Right, and even though they say Kanye had also writers working with him because it was part of the art, he was
For
like,
sure,
I need
yeah.
people there to like help me elevate these ideas, and he was more always focused about like the artistic vision of his music.
He is today's Van Gogh.
Yeah, because I don't think you could really look at anything that Drake has put out and be like it wasn't supposed to not pop off and get
See
like
what you mean.
millions of views. And it's nothing against Drake. I think like I said, I don't think anything will take away from his legacy of being like an incredible artist.
Right.
Yeah,
but-
one of the largest inspirations to my art today. It's still at this point,
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah, like I mean, like he's done a lot for, I guess you could say like the culture in general, but I mean like he has brought a lot of eyes to a lot of different stuff. Like like he did. I actually one of the when everybody was hating on his album, I think it's
Honestly, never mind. Yo, that I was
With the purple, with the purple.
Yeah, it was the very dance centric.
I like
yeah,
that.
it was like Jersey Club and EDM. I liked it too.
It was the first time I looked at it and I was like, oh, he's doing something different.
Yeah,
Like,
he was
this
trying
is
something
creative-
artistic.
This is creatively different. And then everybody hated it. And he was like, all right,
course.
I'm gonna just go back to my pop stuff.
And then he released For All My Dogs after, or was
Yeah, for all my
it
dogs
was
was after that. No, I messed with Honestly Nevermind. I actually liked it. That had Sticky on it. Texco Green.
I like Sticky.
Was it Charlotte? Was Charlotte in that one? No, that was in the For All My Dogs. Am I?
Charlotte. You would have to play it.
You know what? 8 a.m. in Charlotte.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good one.
That is a good one. I'm gonna just play it 5 seconds of it. Yeah, it's still unlocked. It's perfect. Let's
Play a quick 5 second Mundo.
yeah, let's see if I'm right though. I guess that's what we're looking at. So we got For All the Dogs. I think that is not. Oh yeah, it is.
No, it is. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I actually kind of fuck with this one. I feel like I've clicked.
No, I think it was Honestly Nevermind was actually it was no, it was the one with 21 that was after that. So it went 21. It went Honestly Nevermind. The sample's dope. Go ahead. Wow.
This is the purple one that Johnny's having.
What?
Talking about us, right?
Yeah, that's the one that came. So it was Honestly Nevermind, then that one. Yeah.
This is a solid song.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, he has a lot of great stuff. He has a lot of great stuff. You know what I mean? I can't hate on like his catalog. I mean, he's gonna go down as a legend regardless.
I mean, that's
That's
exactly
true.
what he said. You said he would go down as a legendary pop artist.
And I could see pop meaning like literally like each song meant to pop off.
Our
like this.
popular
Yeah,
music,
I mean-
because pop has almost changed now, where pop means popular music, and hip hop is actually basically a lot of the pop music today.
Yes, so like yes, the genres of what's popular definitely changes, but pop is popular, and I think that Drake goes for songs that he feels are just gonna pop off. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like I think if he released if he released as many songs as he did in like an album like Her Loss, and it was just straight rapping, it would flop. It would flop so hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he wouldn't be able to do that. If Kendrick did that, I don't know. You know what I mean? But and I think it's not even just a comparison of between him and Kendrick. I think it's comparison with him and all other
All
real
other artists. I
rappers,
mean,
you know what I mean?
talking about Kendrick. I mean, Mr. Morale was actually one of my favorite albums recently from Kendrick too. I actually really messed with Mr. Morale.
I only liked I think 2 or 3 songs from Morale. It was hard to like, but I could see why you liked it. It has an eccentric taste.
Yeah, no,
Kendrick's
it's
brain.
beautiful. The storytelling and the pain in it is just real, and like him, like almost showing a reflection of himself is really dope.
Yeah, and lyrical rap, like I said, it's a dying art form, and it's not easy to be a lyrical rapper and get to the heights of like someone like Drake and someone like Kendrick. I don't think we will. I don't know if we will live to see an artist anymore anytime soon that will like pop off just by being super lyrical.
I could agree, but because I think people like Tyler and Childish have shown that you could be lyrical, but yet eccentrically different with your sound.
Yeah.
So now the focus is shifting to also, hey, don't just be Mr. Lyrical. That's old boring shit from the 90s. Let's do now. That's not my opinion. I'm saying like in a retrospective, things need to evolve. So how we're gonna keep pushing forward would be now the new thing is how does it sound with the lyricalness. So you could see how Childish's new releases. be
The
having
production
this-
is important. You're saying,
right? The production, how that sound, is it singing, is it tune, and then the lyrics and how they're saying it almost comes into play. Then
Yeah, and I think there's an argument to like be said too, like specifically those two that you mentioned, Gambino and Tyler Creator. They're musicians too.
art.
Like they're like, but I don't even just think like art in general. I think just like specifically musicians. Like they know like the music science behind everything.
music
of what
theory.
the music. you don't necessarily need to know the music theory, but I think just approaching it from a musical standpoint,
Right.
like if you took away all their lyrics,
Right.
I think a lot of their stuff would still be generally impressive, you know.
I would agree.
And I think that you could also argue somewhat Kanye as well, even though he comes from more of a hip hop production side,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
which you can consider being a musician. I think as well. I don't think you should, you know, hate on somebody for being. I don't think there's a lesser than, but I just think there's different respects to it, you know.
Right.
Because like Childish Gambino, when it comes to him, like he's somebody that I like really look up to because he's just super talented in all facets of art.
Acting,
but
everything.
his musical way of approaching something, you know, from his earlier albums where he was approaching everything very lyrically and like, you know, having something like, you know, a regular like hip hop high production, but not too musical production.
Yeah.
But now, like, you know, you look at Awaken My Love. And
Right.
like,
Right.
that's an album that all musicians like even jazz musicians like would listen to that.
Right.
Like I think there's a if you guys know who Questlove is.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I've heard them.
He did an interview when he was like when he first heard that.
Yep.
He like called like you know Donald like Glover like Matt Quick. He's like, yo, what is this, bro? He's like, and he told his friends like, yo, you gotta listen to this immediately. Like something that gets like a musician like that to like pop off is like crazy. So
Yeah, and
That is
thinking more
true.
to what you're saying too, something clicked in my head. I'm like, damn, whatever happened? Maybe Kanye and Drake popping off against each other because I know they've been having something in the industry period for like a mad long time. That would have been
listen,
juicy.
I feel like when
Move on.
people just that's part of the industry. Sometimes you just get bad blood with other people, and then like you said, people just get money, and then they're like, let's just be rich people going at it.
it's kind of whack, you know. At the end of the day, too. I mean, like, was Drake and Kendrick beef like cool? Yeah.
Did it have us
somewhat.
all on the internet?
Yeah.
but
honestly, the only reason the beef was even cool, it was kind of Kendrick. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he won it. You know what I mean? Even though I kind of do believe he won it, but I'm saying like they could have just released tracks against each other, and then we could be arguing about like oh who had the better bars, blah blah
Right,
blah, blah, blah.
right.
But the real reason we're talking about it, the only reason we're really talking
Kendrick
about
made it hard.
is because Kendrick dropped back to back
Bangers.
bangers.
besides
Not only
bangers, I
that-
feel like what was the one? The Meet the Grams.
Yeah.
I feel like that shook the whole
Yeah,
storyline.
like like he started off with just coming straight at like Drake's family and like whatever.
that was like the heel turn. Like
That
I
was-
was like,
that was
whoa,
wild.
that was like the Undertaker entrance
But
music.
you know, like They Not Like Us is a moment that we all got to live
Yeah.
and we'll always be partying to.
That's
and
true.
Whether or not
So
like,
true.
You know, like whether or
So
not you can look
true.
back at Drake and be like, yo, his bars were better. I will never look back at this situation and ever play any of Drake's songs ever because I'm too busy dancing to whatever the hell.
They Not
Kendrick
Like
They
was
not like
listening to.
us, right?
Yeah, it was so fire, bro.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, I still rock Family Matters is pretty good. It was just I thought the whole situation was just very good on either side.
Yeah.
It came down to it in the end of the day.
And too, like Kendrick kind of beat Drake at his own game. I think that like
he pulled the back-to-back method from Drake and Meek Mill.
Yeah, but like I think that culturally, Drake only really cares about he's like I said, he's a pop artist.
Right.
You know what I mean? He wants to be popular. And in this case, he like and he's trying to go against him lyrically. Not only did Kendrick bring lyrical heat, he brought like something where it's like one of his
Mainstream
songs
heat.
is now the pop song that Drake can never get.
I was actually
Oh,
out.
I
was,
see what you mean
No,
by
but here's
that,
the
like
thing.
just the best song.
Even
Yeah.
it's played at birthday parties. It's played at events. We was at this spot in Hoboken. They played that there. It's like you just can't escape it. It's like
no, I
it's
mean,
being played
and
everywhere.
it's also it reminds me of "Fuck You Me," and it's just that "Fuck You Mean." It's like there's just something about Lil Uzi Vert said it best. It's hypnotic.
Yeah, and
Hypnotic.
to be honest, the song's not even that lyrically crazy. You know
No,
what I
it's
mean?
not. It's just
some
the
of Kendrick's
sound.
weakest
But it's
bars.
back to that sound, and I almost think now it's the beat productions that really make it nowadays, and people aren't realizing that. It's almost like people are noticing without maybe it's just subconsciously. It's like we care and like the beats first.
People
then
undermine
the-
how important the production and
Yeah.
the beat and the feeling of a song can be.
Yeah, the beat's the first thing I'm listening to in the first millisecond the song
Unless
starts.
you have a song that opens up straight vocals, that's a whole nother
Right,
thing.
which
but
is
then
a
you want to
weird
carry
and
it with the
different way to
beat.
tr-
Yeah,
yeah.
then you want to carry it with the beat.
And that would actually be a dope way to. Now that we just talked about it, I'd actually like to when we do our documentary. Let's save that idea. Maybe we do a song with you with the documentary because that's
Speaking
the
of
whole point
songs
of the
with AyooChill,
documentary.
bro, So,
Yeah.
do you have music out? Because I know you're
Yeah,
saying you're
listen.
singing and everything. Could we hear you freestyle on
I mean,
the pod?
I'm not really like a freestyler. I'll be
Okay.
honest. Like if you force me to, like why not? You
But
know
do you
what I
have
mean? Like,
music out per se?
yeah, dude. Actually, you know, like you guys know me first as a podcaster, but I was first a musician.
Wow.
I mean, I was actually in a hip hop group,
Really?
like a rock.
What was the name?
In Las Vegas type.
Oh,
group.
yeah.
It was they were called Melting Mindset.
Okay.
So actually, my first song I ever released was called 7 Days, and
7
it was
Days.
a breakup song that I played on ukulele. And,
Oh, shit.
and it's released on Spotify right now, like Apple Music, all that. You know what I
Under
mean?
AyooChill?
It's under Beto with the period. So
Beto.
yeah.
With a period.
And YouTube, don't yeah, that's it.
Shit. Play a little bit of this. Did you write the you wrote the ukulele parts too?
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's actually played on guitar. There was a guy from my school who played guitar, and he decided to play for me.
This is beautiful. Did you mix this and do everything yourself too?
Nah, the mixing was done by an amazing engineer called Matt Philippek.
Fuck.
Is the lyrics on there?
Yup.
This was like when I was like 20,
How old are you now?
26.
26, fire. Ooh. You got the cajon in there.
I was going through it when I made this song.
Yeah, it sounds like you were.
That's dope, bro.
This is really awesome.
That's dope.
I should have changed. I should have known. Was stuck in my ways. I could have grown. The love you deserve
Yeah.
is all I want to give you. You had to look out, and I understand. You tested our love with another man. It's what I deserve, and I'm so sorry. I'm so lost that I've gone blind. Focus on yourself, they say go get mine. But the problem is, I don't want to lose you.
Hey.
Remember the day we were on that bench, that was the place, that was the end. My reaction was dumb, my reaction was weak, but I didn't know it'd be the last time we'd speak.
Ooh. Go ahead.
Yeah, the guitarist killed it.
The
yo.
musical breakdown is fire.
Thanks, yo.
This is really beautiful.
Thanks, dude.
I'm gonna add this to my fucking. It's just dope, bro. Wow, yeah.
Yes, sir.
If
I
you're
love
right
the little
now,
shakers too.
if you're right now laying down, relaxing, doing homework, whatever you're doing, while listening to this. I hope you enjoyed that beautiful song.
Bro, that was dope. I mean,
God
that
damn.
one, that's the tune, like the chorus tune sounds so familiar, like the few. Dun, dun, na,
Yeah, you
na, na,
know,
na, na.
it's that one song by
I see. I was trying to
I
remember what it was, but then
know.
you changed the. You changed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Na, 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 na.
Yeah, when the guitarist actually was recording that for me, he had mentioned that too.
But you
So-
change it before. I heard there's a 7 note rule. So basically, you could always you could, if it sounds similar, and then once you change it, because by the time you changed it, it was like now you don't know what song it is anymore. So that's why it's like, but it has that familiarity, which actually almost was more welcoming too, which is so cool.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, that was a song that this was like my first song ever that ever released as I guess a solo artist. It's the only song I have there too. The other song that you see on there is some Korean artist who Spotify accidentally messed up.
Spotify be doing that shit.
Come
Fuck
on,
you,
Spotify.
Spotify. Apple Music be doing that shit.
0.003, and you can't even
Fuck
get no, I'm
Amazon
just-
Music too. Amazon Music hasn't fixed my shit now for the past 4 years.
No, listen,
Fuck you.
I love you, Amazon and
Nope.
Spotify,
Nope.
Apple,
Suck on my
Tidal,
dick.
But listen, we're gonna put the music on our own websites.
Yeah, you right.
But yeah, yo, I've been doing music since forever. I've always loved writing music. I never stopped. You know, when I was part of that boy band, I guess you could call them. They were called Melting Mindset. We released a whole album. We released
Fire.
an EP. It was the first time I ever I guess rapped on anything. I'm not a rapper. I like writing deep lyrics though. I like writing lyrics that are thought provoking, and
Yeah.
sometimes they're dumb, and sometimes they're just fun. I just had a song that released recently. I featured on shout out Valley Pat. Shout out
Shout out.
him. He released his debut EP because he's a producer.
Oh,
and,
dope.
So he had sent me 2 beats, and he's like, "Yo, you want to make something to this?" And I was like, "Why not?"
Fuck
dude? Yeah. So we made one, and one of them was called Skateboard P.
Okay.
And then the other one that I rapped on was called Jump. It was called Jump. And Jump is cool because it's I'm basically rapping the whole time. I'm not a rapper, but I'm rapping the whole time.
I gotta hear this
And,
jump track.
And, it's basically basically a take on just the Latino experience of being an immigrant.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
It kind of
that's
it kind of alludes to the fact that if you're Latino and you come here and you're an immigrant, you're contemplating suicide if
Ooh.
you have nowhere to go. The chorus is I forgot what the chorus is, but I remember the first couple bars. Yeah, just the whole breakdown of it. And
What-
it's the first bars is all praise and glory to the people who surround me. They're the closest thing that I've ever known as family. Life blows, but it feels more like a handy. But beggars can't be choosers. I'm just trying to stay happy.
Yo, wait.
Mortified, my immortal lies become immortalized, ingrained forever inside my mortal mind.
Ooh.
I can't be caught slipping. The world be big tripping. They love lips on cake, but that's just ass kissing.
Oof.
My mind is crazy. I may never be the greatest unapologetic bitch because we shining where all the shade is. Deep underground fire, probably chilling where Hades. Fuck all the ice. Bring the children back to their mamas. No more drama. I need my people free. Orange, green, tip pajamas. No majority of minorities incarcerated. But when we free, it's never free. Pull over to get shot on the spot. Charges drop for all the murderers. And then the chorus is like, I don't know where to go. I might just jump. And then it just repeats. And then
Fuck
there's
yeah.
There's a
I
whole
love
second
that.
verse that I do in a different voice.
Oh my
So,
God, son. Wait,
gotta
it's
hear
called
that.
Jump by.
Yeah, it's called Jump.
And it has
Valley,
your name.
by Valley Pat.
And may I ask, what's your opinion on double entendres? And I'm just gonna save it so I can have this song. But Valley Pat,
Yeah, so Valley and then Pat.
what's your opinion on double entendres?
Well, double entendres meaning two things, meaning a lyric meaning two things at the same time.
Yeah, kind of like something that, because I'm a big thing on making a lyric sound so goddamn shallow and vague, but if you do sit for one more second and think about it, it's a lot deeper than perspective.
Yeah, I love them, and I even love silly ones too. On that same EP, there's another one that's called Skateboard P, and that one I kind of it's almost like a satire of how I'm rapping.
Okay.
Because the whole lyrics it's literally just all fun, and my flow is not great either. I don't claim to have a good flow, I just do it for fun. And
I love
that's
that.
what I think you should do.
Here we.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play this real quick.
This
Yeah,
is
if you skip to the second, if you skip halfway through a song,
this
that's
is
my
skateboard.
verse. Yeah, go a little back. Yeah, right before that. That's my boy. Shout out Tristan, yo.
When I say stop, be ready to drop. I'm feeling the top off while she trouble with lockjaw. Call her Mariana cause she deep though from the trenches. She got 2 Latinas that she trapping from her Benzes. Ella se llama Mary, la otra gota Juana. Everybody sleeping with them, you think they wear pajamas. But fuck it, it's the summer. I'm straight gunner, top shelf runner, chubby love stunner.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was the whole bar.
that was
bro.
fire.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's just meant to be silly and fun.
Nah,
dude.
that
I'm
was
not-
fire.
I do
That was
hear
trying
it.
to
I
be-
do hear it.
But like that whole thing, you know, like
Double entendres.
the first lyrics is all when I say stop, be ready to drop. I'm blowing the top off while she's choking with lockjaw.
Oof.
So blowing the top off while she's choking with lockjaw, like, you know, obviously like I don't know. In the whole beginning of that first one, you could break it down where it's like, you know, I'm saying when I say stop, be ready to drop. I'm blowing the top off, like I'm like shooting something, off, or,
Right,
like,
right.
exploding
Yeah.
something. But then as soon as I say that next
Other,
lyric,
yeah.
but she's choking with lockjaw.
And
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Now
It's
you
like,
just
now
changed
I'm-
the
Now I'm
perspective.
insinuating that I'm getting fellatio.
Yeah.
And it could also
Uh-huh.
be you're blowing the
Yeah.
top off, like you're dropping the top on the whip, and then you're getting
Yeah.
fellatio in the whip.
love
There's like
that
so much
shit.
different.
I love
like,
that shit, and I think Travis is a big one on that one. I was talking to Johnny on episode 2 about this, man. I think Travis is one of the best at doing double entendres. People think he has the most shallow shit. I think he has the deepest shit.
Yeah, if you look at MF Doom, because actually MF Doom is a huge inspiration for me
Interesting.
when I like look at lyrics, because like I love going on YouTube and looking at all the lyrical breakdowns they
Yeah.
have there. Like MF Doom, bro. Like MF Doom, I think inspired everybody, dog.
You know who I
Interesting.
think-
Okay.
You know who I
Yeah.
think's one of the best lyricists out there still? Immortal Technique.
Oof.
Word, yeah.
Immortal Technique can tell a story, keep it like so engaging.
Mhm.
Immortal Technique is unbelievable.
Oh yeah, man.
Man, Juice WRLD was a hell of a storyteller. That's actually someone that
Yeah, dude, Juice WRLD too, man.
he was a
bro.
crazy storyteller.
And XXX, you know.
Oh, I love X.
And
yeah.
I don't want to like cut that conversation, but there's something about energy. I want to like because we do have about 5 minutes left. I do want to talk about energy because this is all correlated to Elevate with the way we met you and like even talking about like these great artists and this and that. And Mercury being in retrograde at the time of this recording.
What's your opinion on that?
Yeah,
AyooChill?
what is how do you
Right, what do you?
you mentioned
yeah.
you don't believe in the constellation stuff, which listen, I'm not one to follow to a T, but there's something to I feel like we're connected
Here's
to
the
the
one
universe.
thing I'll ask someone that doesn't believe in constellation stuff. What's your zodiac sign?
What do you think it is? Nah, I'm playing. I'm playing.
Imagine.
That is the great
wait.
question to ask somebody who's like, oh,
Because then they're always like,
They're always wrong.
it's, if they
always
say I
wrong.
don't know, then I'm like, okay, you're serious. But if they say they know what it is, then it's like there's a hint
You're
of it in
weird,
there.
huh?
You know
I
what I mean?
do. I do know what it is, just because it pisses me off. Everybody's like, "Oh, what are you?"
Yeah,
and I'll be
yeah.
like, "Oh, yo, dude, I'm a Leo," and they're like, "Oh, I knew it." And I'm
They're like, exactly.
"Oh, I'm actually a Capricorn," and they're like, oh, "That's exactly what a Capricorn is." Like,
Yeah.
but you know what? I am a. Don't get me wrong. I am a huge energies person. I view all the astrology stuff similarly to like how I view the Bible.
Interesting.
It's not like
Don't take it all.
I don't take it word for word. I take it as like a guide. You
I
know
like
what I mean?
that.
So I think everybody's
Ah,
different.
that's so
Because
interesting.
you could say whatever you want. Like, you're Capricorn, you're Leo, you're this, and that. And like, they say that's your base personality. But then all of a sudden you get like, oh, what's your rising?
Yeah,
Oh,
see,
what's
he
this?
does
What's-
though.
what's that? You know,
And then they're like,
you
well, you're
know?
rising, then your
Yeah.
then your moon sign, then this sign.
Because then all of a sudden, all the stuff that didn't make sense, it makes sense because of your rising, because of your
Yeah, they're like,
whatever.
huh, that doesn't-
Yeah.
But because of this, and then your Mercury is in the moon at 6,
And that's but then there's that aspect of like, well, the sun is a very strong energy ball. And let's just say Mercury being wherever it is that makes it retrograde. I'm not too sure. I'm not too educated upon the subject.
I do think the planets being like whatever does affect the energies. Like,
Absolutely, it
I
has
do,
to.
I do believe in energies. I do believe on their effect on you. I believe in washing your rocks and like,
even
believing
the
in
moon as well. Because if you think about the moon, if the
Interesting.
moon is
Moves the
moving
oceans.
the ocean, and we're made up of what is it, 82% or
Oh,
more
wow, yeah,
of
I
water,
didn't think about that.
the moon's moving us as well. It's the energetic field, the moon, the sun, and the planets, all of that.
And that's why those were the first gods, the sun and the moon, right? Like if you think about it.
Moon's making me rise every morning, bro.
I guess that's true.
That sounded kind of.
It was a double entendre.
Oh my God. Well, I think that's just the perfect way to wrap it, man.
I just wanted to say
Make
this.
sure you wrap it.
Yeah,
Rap it, yes.
Don't
But if
start
you're not
throwing
gonna
it.
rap it and you're with someone you truly love, just pull out, guys.
Yeah, pull
don't,
out
Don't
game.
be an asshole.
No shame in the pullout
Can,
game.
can I do a quick shout out before we close?
No,
out?
please
Yeah,
do
dude,
before we
yeah,
close this
we're
one
just-
out.
I just wanted to, real quick.
Give
I
a
wrote it
shout.
down because I knew I was gonna forget it real
You're
quick.
good.
Right before we, first of all, shout out to you guys.
Oh,
Thank you for having me on.
No,
I
thank you
appreciate
for
it.
being here.
Yeah, dude.
Shout out to you, man.
Yeah,
No, I
it.
appreciate you.
If you guys are in New Jersey and you're looking for people to work with, obviously you can hit me up. You can hit up me on AyooChill Studios on YouTube.
Wait, can you tell me a
Instagram,
little bit more?
TikTok.
So, what is the studios? Before we fully wrap up, so you're doing the podcast. Well, can you just tell me like a brief rundown of everything you're doing right now? Like, what's the moves right now, dog?
So if you need a videographer, if you need someone to set up a podcast,
Got it.
if you need someone to do like a photo shoot, let me know. Like I could help you with that.
So you're helping artists with that overall visuals and things like
kind
that.
of like my side gig until like the podcast like fully takes off and
Right.
everything. Go to my website. Also buy merch too. AyooChill.com.
Is AyooChill the podcast on all streaming platforms as well?
Yes, AyooChill podcast on all streaming platforms. AyooChill Studios also on YouTube. I also do like YouTube videos, and that's a part of it too.
Fire.
I love
Where I do
that.
like just fun YouTube videos. But before we close out, if you're from Jersey and you want to tap into other people, first off, tap in with them, obviously, because they're doing the thing in the podcast game.
Winner
Shout out to
table.
Sesh House, because I know they're starting to do their thing.
Boom.
We'll talk soon about that. But on all the people who I've worked with personally that you definitely need to check out. They got Mad Minds, Turkish Royale,
Mad Minds, Turk in the building.
Underground Developmental, and Kurt Donovan.
Hell yeah.
Rose City in North Brunswick.
Yes.
There we go.
Shout out to Bravery Studio. Shout out to Mina Mendoza. Shout out to One Day and One Mike Day and all
Hell
the
yeah.
shows.
Let's
Shout
go.
out to Prototype in Patterson. Shout out to the Williams Center in East Rutherford. And they're just some people who I know who are doing huge things for the culture, huge things for New Jersey. And if you're not tapped in with them, bro, you're not tapped in with New
Listen,
Jersey.
we're gonna leave all those people's links and just the whole list in the description, so you
We'll
can
do
tap
that.
in. Because as an artist, you should tap in because this is where it's at. This is where it's going on, and we're trying to put you on in the sense of AyooChill is trying to put you on. So I think he's
so I'm just so happy that this is like a fever dream. I've been saying it all week, man. It's a fever dream. This is
I
awesome.
appreciate y'all. Also, shout out Remy, yo.
We love
for
Remy.
Remy.
being out here, yo.
We love Remy.
Always
we're
gotta
gonna
shout
have
her
Remy
out.
on the podcast soon.
Remy.
Remy, yeah, Remy's coming
Remy's
on next
legendary.
week on our women's podcast.
Remy played this song that blew me away, AyooChill.
Man, save that for the next podcast.
no, but I
Save
just
that
gotta
for the
let
next
them know how
podcast.
good that song.
Just say
was.
what that line is. What's that line? What's
Nah,
that line?
I ain't gonna give him that. I'm just gonna say it was crazy. That's it.
All right.
But,
Well,
yo,
this was the Winner Table podcast. You could check out all our merch at thewinnertable.com.
thewinnertable.com.
Like, comment,
And
subscribe. This was Lance Prince
Johnny Walker.
with AyooChill.
What's good?
We love him to death and we appreciate you
Yes.
so much, bro.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right. This is the casting couch. No, I'm just kidding. You guys have a good one.
Thank you guys so much. W.
Remy about to record something else real quick.
Yeah, Remy. Yeah.
Close your eyes.
This is Lance Prince.
Johnny Walker.
And this is Beto of AyooChill and AyooChill Podcast. Like, subscribe, comment, and if you don't, a freaking puppy will die.
Or maybe a freight train might hit inside of your house. I don't want to.
We love you.
Wow.
We
This has
love
been the
you.
Winner Table Podcast.
In other
Thank
words.
you, AyooChill.
W.
W.